don't know if this is even showing up online, so let's see. Oh, there we are. Yep, we're there. All right, yay, we're live. Okay. You girls need to chill out and back off because you're not coming in. I love you, but no. The middle exam finished today. The score will show that whatever... Hold on. I have one happy, pleasant dog that wants to come in. Okay, I'm all three of you, but I don't want drama. Get back! Don't push. Blake, no. No. You can't come in. Blake, no. You can't come in. Sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I know you want to. You can't come in. Everyone relax. No, relax. Hey. Lucky, lay down and quiet. Lucky, chill out. The middle exam finished today. The score will show that whether my new...
I don't see the screen.
Oh, you can't see the screen. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a first. Here's a first thing. All right. That whether, okay, when you use this construction, that whether, then you need to have a comma, and then you need to have a new sentence here. Because show that, and then everything else is what you're showing. Whether my new learning is useful is not a sentence. So it can't fit after that. Because what you have here is a clause. You have a clause within a clause. To show whether my new learning was useful, you can do. That my new learning was useful, you can do. But if you do that whether, we know that this is a concessive clause or a dependent clause. So whether my the score will show that whether my learning was useful, I still can, I don't know, move to the, I can still be a success somehow, which means that your new learning doesn't matter whether it was useful. That's what this would mean. Because, and here's why. Let's take this out. This is not highlighted, it's cut out. Whether my new learning way is useful, I still can be a success somehow. Or let's just get rid of that and keep it simple. This works as a sentence. I used it for 7 days. That you're trying to put in a lot of information. We'll put this someplace else. We'll come back to that. This right here is a standard sentence construction. Whether my learning is useful, I still can be a success. This is a standard. That's a standard construction. The score will show that I can still be a success. That works. Or it can show that, and what you have your original was this, I can show that my new learning was useful, which means you will see it. You know it's useful and you will see. If you say whether, then we don't know, but this will answer the question. This will tell us if it was useful or not. So does this make sense?
Yeah.
Listen, if you're gonna do this, I'm gonna send you out. You cannot talk to me. I love you. No, get down and go lay down. Be down and go lay down. I love you. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down, or I'll put you outside. No, go lay down. Go lay down. That's better. Okay, the middle exam finished today. The score will show. So I'm going to put this in our notes down here for reference. Because we have I will. Okay, you're going out. You're going. No, you're going out. I told you to stop, and you're going out. No, you got to go out because you can't be a distraction. You got to learn when I tell you not to do that. I love you. You're going out. I love you. Go. You got booted out of paradise. You're out of paradise. Don't bother me and don't bother me. Lucky, come on out. You can come out. Come on, Lucky. Lucky, come here. Lucky. Where's Lucky? Good boy. Okay, lay down. Come here, lay down. Come here, lay down. Come on. Come here, lay down. Come on. No. You see what I have to deal with? I just booted out your girlfriend. And now you're bugging me. Okay, in a short. Okay, so this is what we have here. These are the three that we have here. The score will show whether my new way is useful. It will show that my new way is useful. This means we don't know. Wait. Okay, I'm going to put these notes here like this. There. Now you can understand this kind of. I think what I wrote is understandable. Okay. You want to say whether my new grade was successful. This is what you want to say. See, this is the thing. You know, a lot of teachers will tell you that's wrong, don't do that. No. What you said actually means something. And we should evaluate the meaning of that. That's the thing. They talk about, be careful of these teachers who talk about the right way. There are many right ways. It depends on what you want to say and your own style and how you want to come across. Comprehension uses an M. Oh, S comes before the P in aspect. Absect. Sounds like an interesting word anyway. The middle exam finished today. Okay, now what do you mean the middle exam? Is there a later and last exam? Or do you mean
It's like big exam in our school.
Okay, is this the exam for the whole year?
No.
Okay. Mm, is it the end of the year?
No.
Okay. How many more exams do you have like this in the school year?
Mm, 6 times a year.
Okay. Um, we probably talked about this, and I probably had a different answer. Let's do this. No, wait. How many semesters do you have? Semesters or trimesters in school? Is the school put into 3 different sections for the year, or 2 different
Yeah,
sections?
just put in two.
It's in 2.
Yeah.
Um, Ziggy, if a school organizes their classes into semesters, but rather than having a midterm and a final exam per semester, they have 3 exams per semester. The third exam would be called a final exam, but what would the first 2 exams be called?
Interesting question. The first exam might be called a quarter exam, and the second could be a midterm exam, with the third being the final exam.
But it's not a quarter, dude.
What can I help clarify?
It's not a quarter. It's a sixth.
Ah, you're right. If it's divided into sixths, the first exam could be called a sixth exam, and the second a third exam, with the third being the final exam.
I want to know what conventions are. Are there any conventions for this nomenclature?
There aren't specific conventions for exams and semesters divided into sixths. Typically, exams are named based on the course or class they're associated with. For your scenario, the exams could be named something like Semester Exam 1, Semester Exam 2, and Semester Final Exam to clearly indicate their order and purpose.
Why not early term, midterm, and final?
That's a great suggestion. Early term, midterm, and final exams would clearly indicate their order and purpose throughout the semester.
Okay. All right. So there is no, this is not a normal way of doing things. Not in English culture. Ziggy, I'm done with you. Go away. So
Got it. You're right that 3 exams per semester isn't standard.
Ziggy, go find some traffic to play in.
Traffic radio from Spotify.
Ziggy, don't play the Ziggy, don't play traffic radio. Ziggy, stop the music. Go away. Yesterday, Ziggy talked to me for 5 minutes about playing in traffic. Ziggy says I only know internet traffic. Ziggy, I'm not talking to you.
Fair enough. I'm more of a data packets kind of a system anyway. I'll be here when you need me.
Okay. Okay, so this is what we're doing here. Midterm exams. The midterm exam finished today. How many days is the exam?
2 days.
Okay. You do a 2-day test 6 times a year?
Yeah.
Your government needs to work out its priorities. Focus on learning and less on assessing. Of course, my government has its own priority problems. Maybe I can get a good score this time because almost all of the questions aren't very difficult. Okay, let's do this. Let's take this. I've used it. Let's do this. I have been using a new learning method. Is that where you're showing everybody online your study?
Yeah.
I've been using my new learning method for 7 days. The midterm exam finished today. The score will show. We're going to put new learning up there so we don't need, I just moved it. It's still your word, but I moved it. I've been using a new learning method for 7 days. The midterm exam finished today. Okay. We'll say our because it's for you and your school. My score will show, let's just say the score. We don't want me, my, me, my, I, me, I, me, my, me, my, I to start all of your sentences. It's okay to do some of that, but we can easily get carried away. Maybe I can get a good score this time because almost all of my questions aren't very difficult. Okay. All of them are not difficult. How about few of them are difficult? We could also do almost all of them are easy. But few of the questions were. Not a few. A few is saying, a few is positive. It's additive. I'm saying, I'm looking at it as, I don't have many, but I have some, and that's good or that's worth mention, or we can talk about that. Maybe I can get a good score this time. I think you want to say, a good score this time around, which means this happens again and again and again and again. So we go around and around. Well, this time around, a good score, we'd say, is likely. There. A good score is likely. This time around is an extra way of talking. Okay. If you say this time, that's one thing. But when you say this time around, you're really talking like this happens again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Which it does. You have six of these. You have this stupid test, this 2-day test, 6 times a year. You got almost it's more than 2 weeks of school just taking regular tests rather than learning. Without because, let's say since. This is a great place to use the word since. Since few. A good score is likely this time around since few of the questions were very difficult. The most difficult subjects Okay, it's past. You already took the test, so we're gonna use past. We're gonna say were. Hold on. I'm getting cold, and I want a lucky. You good boy. Okay. A good score is likely this time around, since few of the questions were very difficult. The most difficult subjects were Chinese and chemistry. Aspect is, I don't think aspect is the word that you want here. Aspect can be very useful, but you mean part. Aspect is, it's more about a way, it's about spect as in perspective. Let's look up a definition of the word aspect. A particular feature, phase, a situation, idea, or subject, or direction a space faces. Yeah, okay. It's really not a Chinese aspect. Chinese aspect would be you have one test and all the questions are in one group. But each question is grading you for different things. So in each answer, you're graded on your use of Chinese, you're graded on your knowledge of history, you're graded on your skills with math, and you're graded on your understanding of chemistry. And it's one question that will evaluate all of these. Then we could say you have a Chinese aspect of the question, and you have a chemistry aspect of the question. Then we could say aspect like that. But here you have sections. It's divided up. The literal term here, I always tell people English words do not have 3 or 4 definitions. You go to Taiwan, the dictionaries have 8 definitions, when American dictionaries would have only 3. That's because they're trying to over-explain everything. It's really 1 definition, maybe 2 if you have a word. 2 words are spelled the same and spoken the same, but they come from different part of history and they mean different things. But, for example, draw. If I have a drawer, D-R-A-W-E-R, where I pull out to put things in a desk or in a dresser. Opening a drawer is not opening, it's called drawing. You draw it out. Opening a door, you could draw the door open. Draw the drawer open. You can bring a group of people to yourself. It's called drawing them. Draw a crowd. You pull them to you. You could draw a picture. And really, you're pulling the picture out of your mind onto the paper, just like you're pulling open a door. You can also draw poison out of a wound. If something, if something bites and there's poison in it, you can pull the poison out. So in all of these, it's one definition for draw, which is to pull something out. Even a picture. That's one definition. It's not 3 or 4. In the term aspect, the term is when you're facing something. So if I have if I have a house, then the house will face north, south, east, west, maybe even northeast, southwest. Northeast, southwest, southeast, northwest. It will face different directions. So when I look at the part of my house that looks toward the south, that would be the southern aspect of the house. So from the south, looking north to the house, I can see the southern aspect of the house, or the southern side of the house. Okay? It's the side of the house that faces the south. So that's really what aspect comes from. And so when you say the aspect of the test, you're talking about the part of the test, the Chinese aspect. You're talking about the part of the test that faces Chinese. So I'm explaining this a bit long here, but do you understand the basic idea that I'm explaining here with aspect?
Yeah.
Aspect. A conversation will have an aspect. I was in Taiwan for a while. When I was in Taiwan, there are several things to look at. I can look at the job aspect of my time there, working. I can look at the language learning aspect. I learned Chinese while I was there. Stop! Now you're making me yawn. Look what you did to me. See, now you yawn, now I yawn. I'll bet I made you yawn because I was yawning before. See? Now, I guess you're going to tell me it's all my fault. Do you know about this? Yawns are contagious. You know, one person yawns and everybody else starts yawning. Do you know about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Americans are very likely to talk about that and tell other people to stop yawning. Stop it! You're making me yawn. It's kind of funny. They're not really angry. They're laughing at the comedy of how yawns are contagious when it doesn't make it makes absolutely no sense that yawns should be contagious. Okay. So, you're a student. You have different aspects of life as a student. You have time in the classroom. You have the clothes you wear to school. You have the friends you have at school. You do have friends at school, right? Of course. You're number one in the whole country. Everyone wants to be your friend. I had some of that going in some of my classes. Not all of them. But in debate class, everyone wanted to be my debate partner because they knew that I'd win. A good score is likely this time around since view the question. Okay, so aspect. So, in school you also have the testing aspect, you have the learning aspect, you have the attendance aspect. Do you show up and are you on time? You have the clothing aspect. The clothes. There are many aspects to student life, but it's the same thing. That's the thing with a house. It's one house with different sides. So when we're talking about this, it's going to be in the Chinese section. That's what you want to talk about. Because in a house, you have sections in a house or a store. That's inside, this is here, that's there. They're clearly divided. But an aspect of a house could share and overlap aspects with others. It could. But technically speaking, the side of the house that faces south is the southern aspect of the house. That's what that's called. And most people won't know that unless they do land surveying. You know this? Only people who do this really know what the term aspect means. Everything else is a figure of speech. So if we say the aspect of life as a student or aspect of life in Taiwan, we're using a figure of speech to talk about it. And that goes back to the 12 rules of English. Rule number 3, English talks in pictures and uses figures of speech. Most prepositions are about geometry. That's where noun case comes from. Noun case is a way of talking in pictures. What is this? Huh. All right. Aspect. So I'm going to say section. In the chemistry section, do we have aspect any place else? Okay, you only used it twice. All right. Was aspect a new word this week? Was this a word that you discovered or in Translate? I haven't seen you use the word before. Or was it a vocabulary word at school?
No, I translated it.
Oh, okay. It's a good word. In the Chinese section, there we are. I spent much time answering the first half. I spent most. I say most. Most of the time answering the first half answering questions in the first half. I spent most of the time answering questions in the first half. So I didn't have enough. Let's say enough. Is that right? You didn't have enough time to finish the rest? Or did you finish it and you had to hurry up?
I did finish it, and I didn't look clearly on the articles.
Okay. Let's do this. I had to rush through. Of course, there are questions. The reading comprehension. You can just call it the reading comprehension. You don't need to say questions. We have too many sentences here. This is a sentence, this is a sentence, and this is a sentence. We really only want to do 2 together at the most. So let's do this. Excuse me, what is going on? Thank you. In the Chinese section, I spent most of the time answering questions in the first half. So I had to rush through the reading comprehension, which, let's do this. Let's put them together as a sentence, which led me to miss. Hold on. So I had to rush through. Okay, let's just do this. And instead of which led me to, just say and. So I had to rush through them and miss, not some, just parts. And miss some parts. Let's say in. Of some parts of the articles. That's good. No, we don't need to touch that up. I wanna focus on changing the parts that need to be changed. You can say that. In the chemistry section, there were many questions. In the chemistry section, there were many questions. In the chemistry section, there were many questions. they were right or wrong. Ready? There were many questions I wasn't sure about. I wasn't sure about what? The questions. It may be. Wait, now what? The chemistry? What may be the most difficult? Chemistry?
Yes.
Okay. It's past, so we'd use might. Might have been. The most difficult. You are in 8th grade now, right?
Yeah.
Now watch this. I always say this. Before you delete or replace a word, look to see if the word you want is already there. Watch. Did you see what I did? What was my new word?
In.
Was in already there in the word since?
Yes. In the second and third word.
Letter. Yup. I'm just telling you, before you delete words and replace stuff, look to see if what you want is already there. I'm not joking. 50% of the time it will be. It's there more often than not. It's more often than you would think. It really is worth looking at. As for other subject, which is fine, see, each section of the test addresses a different subject. So is it a subject or a section? Well, Is it-
Sections.
is it fries and a burger, or is it the meal bag? Is it rice and some nasty zupai, or is it a lunchbox? Well, probably when you get the lunch box, you will have rice and some nasty zupai, right?
Yeah.
Okay, unless it comes from the kitchen mama at your school, and then it's wonderful and delicious, right? I'll tell you one thing. Bientang, is that right? Bientang. Did you ever take the train to Hualien?
Yeah.
You know how about halfway through there's this one train stop, and there's all these people outside with food, and they come on and they sell you food?
No.
Did you sleep through the ride? There's this one, when you take the train down, it's 7 hours, right? Well, yeah, 7 hours from Tainan. Or did you take the high-speed rail all the way up to Taipei and around from Yilan?
No.
When you take the train from Tainan around the bottom and you come up to Hualien,
Yes.
about halfway, there's this one train stop. And they have biendang. And I think they have black and maroon uniforms as employees. And they have bamboo lunch boxes. They're bamboo boxes. And inside they have the rice and they have the meat and they have some vegetables. They have everything in there. And it's good. It's good food. And it costs about $100, maybe $200. And they're outside the train. And so they stand in the station. I think they get permission from the train company to come onto the train platform. So when the train stops for 2 seconds, you can run off the train and go get food and come on. They might even come onto the train and give it to you and sell it to you and then go back off the train. You have to watch for it. It's like, oh, biendang, and then and like everybody runs out and grabs the food, and then it's like it's a 7-hour trip, but then at that one part when everybody it's here's another thing, right, and then you run off and you get the food and you come back on, and it's really good. Well, my understanding is that in Taiwan, that was the company and the city that popularized this lunchbox thing, or the way that they do it. You can get biendang in many places, but that's an interesting factoid of Taiwan culture for you. Yeah, biendang is very good. You must do biendang. As for other subjects, I had more confidence with them. Different dative. Or, you ready? I had more confidence. You could say, I had more confidence with, oh dear, other subjects. You could say that. See, as for other subjects is very Japanese. Watashi ga, as for other subjects, I had more confidence. Let's just say I had more confidence. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Ready for this? Full marks in math surprised me. Not made me surprised. Surprised me. Not made me surprised. Surprise would be a transitive verb. You surprised someone else. Surprised is passive, so it made you surprised. Oh yes, I know I'm number one. But still, my math scores surprised even me. Because not even I thought that I would be able to get scores so high. Okay, yes, I understand. Oh, woe is you. I support you so much that you are surprised. Do you need some tissue for your hard life? When I was in high school, they had a toilet paper roll sitting in every classroom for the tissue if you needed to wipe your nose. They just used a toilet paper roll. Today, they actually have tissue boxes. So it's not uncommon to see toilet papers sitting around the house. And I think toilet paper rolls are more convenient too. It's just all right. Look at that. It's all right there. Just take it. 4 marks in math surprised me because my answering situation wasn't good before the test. What do you mean your answering situation? What the heck is an answering situation? Do you mean you were tired?
I've answering some question that I choose some schools questions and I wrote it, but
Wait. Stop. Say again.
I chose some schools exam test papers to write before the midterm exam, and I also have a lot of wrong answers with that.
Okay, so full marks in math surprised me. Okay, so okay. Beef answering situation. Okay, let's answering situation before the test. You know what this is called? Test prep. Now, I said that I think you should look for words before. It's already there. My test prep. Or maybe it is better to look at the words you already have. Answering situation before the test prep test. Test prep is a way to test prep is preparation, and it's the test. It's like the modifier, like a big preparation, a fast preparation. Well, this is a test preparation. Well, here it's not the preparation that's the noun. It's the main noun. It's the test. You have a big test, a small test, a preparation test. My prep test wasn't good. Okay, are you with me? You follow me?
Yeah.
Okay. Full marks in math, surprising because my my prep test wasn't good. Okay. Society was the easiest subject. Oh, society. Social studies, not society. Social studies is a subject, so you use the singular. Okay? Social studies was the easiest subject of all. This is a semicolon because you got two sentences together without a conjunction. I only, instead of just, let's emphasize what you mean. Only. Let's be more clear on that. I just is very light and not very serious. Okay? Only is clear and concise. I only spent 28 minutes answering the full 66 questions. You don't mean the full 66 question sheet, the full singular noun. These are plural. You don't have a full plural. So you want to say all 66 questions. So I could check. We're going to do this. I had half an hour to check. Now you don't, here's the other problem. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, there is no problem. Yep. You don't want to say a full half hour because was the hour full or was the hour half? You know, but some people might actually say that. In short, I can relax for a while. Not first. Just, I can relax for a while. In short, I can relax for a while, then start prepping for the next test. In short, I can relax for a while and then start prepping for the next test. And then start preparing for the next. Not prepping, preparing. Okay. Let's look at this and see what we got here. Roy, this was a fun day. You know, this is making me chuckle a little bit. You know the Japanese cartoon about basketball? Like they play basketball and the whole time you're watching, you're on the edge of your seat and it's nothing but a stupid basketball game. Okay? You know this cartoon? And the truth is real basketball games get like that. I'm having visions of seeing an anime film where the whole thing is nothing but taking a test. And what did I do? And he's scribbling on the paper and he's sitting and thinking, you can hear the clock ticking. How could they turn this into a season? where you had several episodes. But I think that the Japanese, maybe the Chinese should do it. But I can see an anime series where someone does nothing but have serious, take a test. And oh dear, I think I'm gonna have to go create that. I created a channel, a YouTube channel and everything, for it to create my own anime. I've been using a new learning method for 17 days. Our midterm exam finished today. The score will show whether my system is useful. It gets now, when we say few are very, we're really saying it's not much. We're really emphasizing the very few. That's really what that means. Few of the questions were very difficult. Okay. It's really very is really telling us that it's very few. It's looking at it from an aspect of most of it's easy, and not much is difficult, not much to speak of. Not much to speak of. There was a song, Frank Sinatra. You need to learn this song. Frank Sinatra, My Way. Hold on, we want the lyrics. Is his song. The end is here. I'll say it clear. I'll state my case. I traveled every highway. I lived a life that's full. I traveled every highway. And more than this, I did it my way. You know, he did everything his way. That's what he did. He didn't let someone else tell him how to live his life. And really, it's the industry. Frank Sinatra did not follow the rules of the music industry. He became a musician with his own idea. He would sing for his friends. And that was it. He did not sign on to the music industry. He did not make a deal with the devil. Some might joke and say he made a deal with the mafia instead. But that would be a joke. But no, he sang for his friends and he did his own concerts. He toured on his own. He did not sign some music deal with the big record label. He did it his own way. And it was very difficult for him because of that. Regrets? I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. Okay, you see what he did there? Okay. Oh yeah, I've made mistakes, but it's not worth talking about. Nice pass. Do you see that? You see that? I did what I had to do and I saw it through. I planned each charted course, each careful step, and much more I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, I bit off more than I can chew, but through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. You know, when and I faced it all, and I stood tall, and I did it my way. So when there's trouble, he went through it. Now this was me at the end of my time in Taiwan. I was talking with a friend. I've loved, I've laughed, I've cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing. And you will have your share of losing, Roy. And now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that. And it's not a good or bad thing, it's just how much you did. Wow! I did all that. I came through all that. And it really does say it. When you talk to old people, what do you feel like? I feel like I did it. I did it. I got through it. I won. I lost. I'm here. I went through it. That's really how you feel at the end of life. You don't feel like a victor. And you don't feel like a loser. You feel both. It's really interesting. Everyone feels the same way at the end of life. Except for people that are just stupid losers and they know that they've done bad things in their lives. And may I say, not in a shy way. Oh, no, not me. I did it my way. And then you can look up the last part of the chorus here. That has a very interesting meaning, but I'm not going to go into that now. Look it up. See what that means. There you go. Frank Sinatra, My Way. Learn the lyrics. It's a very good song. Memorize them. Learn how to sing it on karaoke. All right. Are you ready to record?
Yes?
I've been using a new learning method for 17 days. Our midterm exam finished today. The score will show whether my system is useful. A good score is likely this time around since few of the questions were very difficult. The most difficult subjects were Chinese and chemistry. In the Chinese section, I spent most of the time answering questions in the first half. So I had to rush through the reading comprehension and missed parts of the articles. In the chemistry section, there were many questions I wasn't sure about. That chemistry section might have been the most difficult in 8th grade. As for other subjects, I had more confidence. Full marks in math surprised me because my prep test wasn't good. Social studies was the easiest subject of all. I only spent 28 minutes answering all 66 questions, so I had half an hour to check. In short, I can relax for a while and then start prepping for the next test. There was something up here that I changed. Missed. That needed to be missed. That's what we put it there as. Okay. We're good? Roy? This is fun as all. Oh, darn it. I'm going to have to wait a second and reset. I saved it, so it's saved. My website is doing a stupid thing. Hold on. If I refresh it. Nope, it's still down. It needs a couple more seconds. Does it do this to you sometimes?
No.
Great, making me feel good. Okay, good. It's set. There you are. All right, Roy, see you next week, buddy.
Goodbye, Tessie.